Hi, how's everybody doing today? So, I make a bunch of videos, both for IG, YouTube, and I decided I'll post one up in one of the groups and talk about, uh, what I like to do, off and on. Post-workout meal, I've already trained twice today. I did a split. So I had breakfast, I had 5 eggs scrambled with the yolks and a yogurt, and then I went and worked out. And then I came back and I had 6.5 ounces of sirloin, a 1 cup of rice, and super greens instead of having a vegetable with it, because I'm more focused on making sure that I'm taking in enough protein. Right now I'm at 1 gram per pound. I will increase that, because I was sick. I lost a bunch of weight. I'm back to 210 today, trying to get back to 220s. Hopefully this year I can hit 225, 230 maybe. So with that said, I'm having another post meal because I just got done training not long ago. So I'm having that same meal because I made it earlier while I was doing a live IG, so I figured I'd do it again. No harm, no foul. The breakdown for that in super greens, this is a vegetable replacement when you have super greens. And the thing about super greens is, if you're bodybuilder and you're lifting a lot of weight and you're trying to get in that protein, it can be tough, man. And then trying to eat the vegetables and the carbohydrates, I mean, you really get filled up quick. It's really hard to digest protein. It takes longer. You feel fuller. So a lot of times you have trouble eating, but if you stick to the protein and focus on your protein, you can get there. Some of you guys might even be higher than 1 gram. So if you're 200 pounds, 210 like I am, I'm trying to get in a minimum of 210 grams of protein right now every day. And I'm going to increase that probably to 125 next week, and then see how I feel. If I'm still in a gain, then, because I'm in a pretty good, decent gain now. So we'll see how that goes, over the next week or two. And if I feel like I need to increase it to 125, then I will. If not, keep it the same. This is very quick, very simple. And what I'm gonna do is I have 6.5 ounces of top sirloin. I'm going to take my rice cooker and I'm going to take 1 scoop or 1 cup, which is, you don't have to measure unless you want to. So 1 cup of rice, and then I'm gonna mix up my super greens instead of like cooking this with a vegetable. And I'll just drink my vegetables rather than cook them. And you can, a couple pieces of broccoli. It's not gonna, change in any way. I'm gonna add a little bit of oil to the pan because the sirloin is very lean. And I did go to college for several years, culinary college. So it's very helpful. Nutrition and knowing how to move around the kitchen helps. But let me give you the breakdown. I wrote it down because I couldn't think of it off the top of my head while I'm doing a live or a video, not a live. But so 1 cup of rice is roughly 328 calories. And the reason I'm going to say roughly with all this is because it depends where you're getting your source from, right? Because it all varies just a little bit. So the calories for that 1 cup of rice is 6 grams of protein, 76 grams of carbs, 0 fat, right? The top sirloin is roughly about 365, 370 at 6.5 grams, or 6.5 ounces. You're looking at 46 grams of protein, roughly, maybe a little bit more. and 24 grams of fat. It's not a lot of fat. So this is ready to go. While I'm talking, I'm gonna add my meat to that. This will go real quick because I just like to sear my meat. Never add too much meat to a pan because then you'll end up boiling the meat. While that's going on, I'm gonna nuke my rice real quick. Get that nice and hot. So, and then the super greens, this is 30 calories for 2 scoops, 1 serving, 5 grams of carbs, 2 grams of protein, and 0 fat. But you need fiber. If you're taking the super greens, you're still gonna need a fiber to bind everything. I'm gonna get that fiber out of the rice. And you notice I haven't added any seasonings whatsoever. You can season and use condiments. Don't be afraid to use condiments. It's okay. There's not a whole lot of fat. In a lot of condiments, there's some sodium that if you're cutting or whatever you're doing, you may, or maybe your doctor didn't advise sodium. I'm good on sodium. I just had a physical last month in blood work, so I'm good to roll. I got a clean bill of health. Rice is done. This goes real quick, man. This is a really quick meal. So my rice is good, and I'm just gonna add a little bit of teriyaki sauce to that. This has 0 fat in it. There is some sodium in it, so just a little bit, a couple tablespoons full. Maybe three tops, and mix it up. This is a cast iron skillet, so it goes really quickly, and that's done, man. It's still rare to medium rare, and that's done, and it's off. And now what I have here, including my super greens, because I'm going to drink that, which I'm gonna just blend up in a glass. So we're looking at roughly 720 calories, 81 grams of carbs, 54 to 59, 60 grams of protein, and 24 grams of fat, which is from the meat. When we're talking about meat, a good combination is 85-15, 85% lean, 15% fat. That's probably the best you should work with. Don't go too lean, because you need the fat, and don't go too fatty, right? So 85-15, the utilization of meat is 35 utilization, and the rest is glucose. So vegetables 17 utilization, rest is glucose. So think about that when you're talking about protein sources. Eggs still being number 1 utilization. You almost use, all of the protein in everything as a utilization from eggs. So eggs are still number 1. Do your research on eggs. They are very good for you. That cholesterol that's in them is good for your heart. Don't believe the old hype. I probably eat anywhere from 5 to 8 to 10 eggs a day, depending on what else my meal plan might be for the day. So quick meal, it's done, it's hot, it's ready to go. I'm gonna cover it because I don't want it to get cold. Super greens, make sure if you're doing a super greens in replacement of your vegetables, because say you're having a little bit of vegetables, but you don't want to overdo the complex carbs or the carbs that you're whatever you might be consuming. You can do a super greens. Just remember, you do need fiber that you're not going to get from drinking a super greens. There's not going to be a fiber in there. You can buy a fiber and you can add that too. I also will do, I'm doing 1 or 2 protein drinks a day right now. I lost like 15 pounds. I got down to 195 because I had COVID a few weeks back. And then I'm back, and I lost water and I lost a little bit of food weight and things like that. But so I put back on the weight that I've lost, back to 210. So now, being more of an off season, I need to get back on track and try to get back to my bulk. So take that, leave that, whatever you want to do. There's a lot of other things involved. What I'm going to eat throughout the day. I'm going to have another meal around 5:30, 6 o'clock, which is going to consist of chicken, a asparagus, and probably some rice or a mashed potato with that, or a whole potato. I'm not sure yet. So quick and easy meals. Let me know if you have any questions regarding bodybuilding, regarding nutrition, regarding whatever your thoughts might be. But be very respectful, because I'm very respectful to you. And I appreciate it, man. Y'all have a good day. Happy Wednesday.